You're listening to The Real Short Box, a comic book podcast made for geeks by geeks.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We are The Real Short Box, produced by Rumblespoon Productions here at the WCBH Studios in the lovely Chatsworth, California. I am here with, of course, Shant, the sensational one.
That's right.
I'm here with Showtime.
What's happening?
And I'm here with Big Sal.
Yeah.
And of course, again, I'm Donald, so thank you all for being a part of this lovely broadcast here at WBCH Studios. So let's get started. Topic today is pretty on point, I think, for how the comic industry got saved in 2024. And that would be ultimately, absolutely, reimagining the comic book universe.
Excuse me. I thought only Sith deal in absolutely's.
No, there's Greys, I think.
Absolutely.
The Greys, too. The Greys, right? Maybe? Gandalf and the rest.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of old wizards.
Who do you think would win? Gandalf versus Darth Vader? Who do you got?
Gandalf.
Hootie.
Huh?
Hootie wins.
Hootie?
Hootie and the Blowfish? Yeah. Hootie.
Well, only want to be with you, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, all I have to do is play that music and
Yeah.
they both be like, they solve their problems together. You know?
Right.
Now,
yeah.
which Gandalf is fighting Vader? Is Gandalf gray
No, well,
or Gandalf the white?
the
Well,
white
I
was
prefer the Grey.
the white was stronger, right?
Mhm.
But the gray was a little more grittier. He was down to take somebody out.
Yeah.
The gray didn't let people pass.
You know, it's
You
It's true.
shall
It's fucking
not
true.
pass.
what's
He took
crazy.
down the Balrog.
But you know what's funny about that? Like, if you take that scenario as a D&D, he literally told all of his friends to run away to kill the Balrog, and he come back as a higher level wizard.
No.
Yeah, sure.
Look, Gandalf by far was Donald Trump with the wall, and the Balrog was a bunch of Mexicans trying to get over.
That's
And he
crazy.
was like, you shall not pass.
Uh-huh.
I don't think
You
that happened.
shall not
I don't think that happened.
pass.
I don't think Mexicans use whips.
Oh, bro, come on, the rodeo? What are you, fucking retarded?
Well, I don't think we can say that.
I don't know about that.
Okay, are you retired?
Retired? No.
There you go. Yeah. A little retired.
Don't they have like braceros?
Bruschetta?
I don't know.
No, I mean,
Barilla?
they use the whips in
Barilla?
the
Barilla.
Yeah, Barilla.
what do we call it? The
You can't roll your R's.
rodeos.
Barilla.
The rodeos are everywhere.
Right?
Like,
Okay.
like
Yeah, but
that's,
typically Mexico City.
yeah,
Hmm.
sure.
Hmm.
I mean, the one thing I
don't
saw
know.
in Mexico that I remember that my uncle took me was
Food.
I was going to say sandwiches.
Oh,
You know,
Tortas?
carne asada.
shit, hey, whatever. Like, and
I have
everybody
the
likes
greatest
to,
torta in the world.
Dude,
What was
you
her
can get a
name?
bomb ass torta in Mexico for sure. The ingredients out there are better than over here in
It's
the
the
United
same
States.
ingredients, fool.
It's not the same.
It's 100%. The difference between the difference is that they don't cook it in the bullshit they cook here. There, it's just lard and the grill, right? That's it. No fancy avocado oil, none of that bullshit. It's just the grill and some
Mm.
fucking
I
lard.
love avocado oil.
I
It's
do
so
too.
good.
But I'm saying that's why it's different. It's just not like nothing's fancy.
Grapeseed oil. Great for your eyes.
Really.
High
Yeah.
smoke point.
You're right. Yeah. Well done.
What's great for your belly?
What's great for your belly?
Mhm.
Nice warm bowl of soup.
Sopa?
Yeah.
Menudo
Yeah.
The menudo.
with tripa.
No.
Yeah. You don't like tripa?
No.
What about sesos?
It is.
He like yeah.
Okay.
He's more of a
All right. We've bored the shit out of you guys trying to listen to us talk about comic books.
Oh,
Half of you have left. Those of you who have stuck with us, thank you so much.
I need this for
Appreciate
my Spanish 2 credit.
that. Oh, well, sorry. And get that next week. Hola. But yeah, we're talking about the Ultimate Universe and the Absolute Universe. Ultimate Spider-Man kicked off 2024, pretty much, more or less.
Yeah, late 23, but mostly
Right.
24.
Yeah, and made Marvel a fuck ton of money. And then they brought out Ultimate Black Panther. Then they brought out the Ultimates, or Ultimate X-Men. Then the Ultimates, and then now Ultimate Wolverine.
right. But the real kickers is it really a good read or everyone just anticipating that hot first appearance. It's the first Ultimate Wolverine. It's the first Ultimate Spider-Man. It's the first Ultimate Panther. Sort of collecting it because they want that big key that's going to be the next big key, which
Mhm.
we haven't had
It's
a
a
big,
little deja vu, yeah.
Yeah, that's
from,
about 75% of the people that came in.
because we haven't had a legitimate big key in a very long time.
It's true.
What's the last big key in the modern age? Miles-
Spider-Gwen, maybe?
Miles
Spider-Gwen,
Morales?
yeah. Spider-Gwen sounds about right.
Not Miles? Miles?
I thought it was
Miles was
Miles.
2012.
I would say Miles when he got the vibranium suit.
No, what?
That's not a first appearance,
What are you
jackass.
talking about, dude? Are you drunk?
Yeah.
No, I wish.
You're talking about like
Yeah.
a character hitting the ground running, like Spider Gwen or Miles Morales. When did Red Hulk's even way older than that?
Yeah, Red Hulk.
What about Spider Boy?
Spider Boy's the newest big one in terms of modern books, right? Spider Boy's the big
Did
one.
they not come out with Spider Girl as well?
They did, but there was
No,
like a
nothing?
lukewarm.
It's like
Oh.
it's like in
Response.
DC. Punchline was a new big one for DC, but it didn't.
It didn't land like they thought it would.
No,
No.
she wasn't Harley Quinn.
Yeah, she's no Harley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that said, it took a while for Harley to get her feet too, in comic books at least.
Right.
Mhm.
In comic books. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Which so you look at
Speaking of absolutely.
now, Absolute kind of the same.
Yeah.
But a little different in the fact that, Batman's been doing, different origin stories and different stories for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute Batman, the reason why this book's so big is not just because of the new storyline but it's also who's writing the book.
Mhm.
So it's a little more Absolute Batman was a little more where who's writing the book and then the character. And then Superman was just okay. And then they really did really well when they did Absolute Wonder Woman. I think
Yeah.
I'm a huge Batman fan. That's my favorite. But I think the Wonder Woman has been written really, really well.
Yeah.
And
I was really surprised when I read the first issue and I was like, this is like, a brutal version of Wonder
Who's
Woman.
writing the Wonder Woman? Anyone know?
Kelly Thompson.
Kelly Thompson. It's a really good job. It's a
Yeah.
really good read.
Hmm.
Now, now we're still waiting for Absolute Green Lantern, Absolute
Flash.
Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
Oh, they announced Martian Manhunter?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Absolute
I believe
Flash.
the Flash is supposed to be the next one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Flash is the
think
next
Green
one.
Lantern?
Yeah.
I think the Flash and the Green Lantern are going to tank. That's just me saying I think they tank.
Well, because the Green Lantern's supposed to be, what's her name? Right? From the far
Oh, the Far Side?
Far
maybe?
Sector or
Far
Side
Sector.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
Far Sector.
The Martian Manhunter I'm really interested in reading.
Mhm.
I think he's a good character.
Great character.
Yeah.
I think they ought to bring back Bloodwind. For those of you that don't know, Martian Manhunter went in disguise as another superhero and called himself Bloodwind and fought with the Justice League of America for a while.
Yeah, but
Kind
that's
of a weird thing.
It's kind of weird that he decided to go black.
Why did he do that anyway? Did we ever get an explanation for that? Because I don't know it.
I don't know either. That might
But
be a
he'd be cool if they
question.
did. When they do Absolute Martian Manhunter, if he shows up as Bloodwind, I'm going to just jerk off right there.
Now, would you be interested in
Probably on the book.
like an absolute Joker?
Sorry, son. I would save that for like down the line, maybe. Joker books for
if
me
it's not
is just,
connected to the regular Batman book, probably just because
I just don't
it
want
seems like a.
Joker's like Lex Luthor to me at this point. Like he's just too
he
much
is.
all the time, all the time.
But I can appreciate a solo a Joker story if it's good. and
Right.
It's not tied directly into something related to Batman.
But what
Yeah.
what can you do? What else can you do? Absolute on the DC.
Oh my God, there's so many.
You can still do obviously a Justice League.
Yeah, but
Right.
they already said that.
Absolutes,
They
I
already
guess,
said
if you're
that's
gonna
the end.
follow
They're going to do all the single characters first, and then eventually tie them into. So who was in the Justice League? You had Wonder Woman, Batman, Flash.
I think what would be interesting is if they decide to go horror direction on one of them and do absolute Swamp Thing, in like a straight up
yeah, but was he part of
80s style.
was he
horror.
part of the Justice League?
No, but
Well, but that's what this is going. So they already said it. This is where it's going.
mhm.
They're going to tie it in and have an
Wait, was
absolute
Justice League Dark?
Justice League.
yeah,
right?
he was in Justice League Darkness.
So are they going to do with the Shazam then?
Well, their plan is to go is to
Ultimate
get to the,
Shazam.
to get to absolute Justice League. So to get there,
We're getting an Ultimate Aquaman?
no,
Ah.
absolute Aquaman.
Or I mean, Absolute Aquaman. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be weird.
I don't know if it's a necessary. I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, this thing could falter after 3 launches, right?
True.
Well,
I mean, the one thing that both these things are doing is they're following the same playbook as the prior incarnations, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Ultimate Spider-Man and X-Men that's now is following the same direction that the Ultimate Spider-Man and X-Men did back in 99, 2000. The Ultimate Batman, remember that one with I'm the Goddamn Batman? It had a huge, the Absolute Batman
Mm.
with Frank Miller and Jim Lee. He was like, I'm the Goddamn
yeah.
Batman.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's following that. It feels like it's following that same kind of arc.
Well,
Yeah,
things
but it's just-
tend to repeat themselves.
But it's also, like I said, it always comes down to who writes it.
Yeah.
Right?
The quality of the writer.
Yes.
100%.
Snyder writes Batman, right? So he at some point can get to like the, 20th issue and just be like, I'm done with it, right? And then the guy who takes over isn't very good. Who knows? And then it just falls, right? He could write it forever. He could write, because from what I hear, they've already written 30 issues,
Damn.
right? And one of them could get better. And they could, like for instance, Ultimate Black Panther, right? The first issue everyone wanted. Now, we don't sell that many, right? Because people are like, it's not a good read. So maybe those books kind of fall away. And the ones like Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate X-Men, maybe Ultimate Wolverine, they continue on because people keep buying it, right? So in the absolute market, maybe Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman keep moving on, but the Flash and Green Lantern don't kick off. So you write them for a certain point to get to the Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe you don't include all the characters there because they just weren't. They're better accompanied in another world versus being their own book. Like, you get to like
We might get Absolute Cyborg.
but Cyborg might make a book where it's Absolute Cyborg and somebody or something,
True.
Absolute Team Up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There you go. Absolute
Yeah,
team
yeah.
up. That'd be great because then you could do two
I'd like that.
characters.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. DC special. The Absolutes.
Yeah.
That's what they should call the Justice League in there. The Absolutes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, remember back in the 2000s, they had Ultimate Team Up, right? So they could just
Yeah.
bring that back.
Yeah. That's true.
Well, what do you guys think of the redesign of each character so far in the Absolutes? Do you guys like it? Do you guys not like it?
Well, I think at some point, like Donald doesn't like the shield. I mean the
Axe.
The axe.
The
But
stupid axe on his
I think
chest.
the axe is dope.
Yeah,
It's so dumb.
Dude, that was really cool. I don't know why you don't like it.
Because it's just not functional. It's just stupid. It's something a
He's
So
A
a-
you're-
10-year-old
So you have
would
an
do.
engineering degree?
10-year-old would do it. They would write that in and be like, it'd be
So-
so cool if he pulled an axe off his chest. What?
Sal, they don't have that in real life, so he doesn't need an engineer.
Here's a guy who
that
likes
doesn't
the
exist.
polka dot man who shoots polka dots off his body. Come on.
Polka Dot Man was pretty dope, though.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, those of you that are listening, if you also enjoyed the Polka Dot Man, speak up.
Yeah, we
I like the
would
polka
like
dot
to
man.
interview.
You know
the
they
Polka
won't
Dot
ever
Man.
make?
Yeah,
they won't ever
almost
make?
could.
There'll never be an absolute, the character that Donald likes a lot. They'll never make that fucking
There
book.
will be an absolute Blue Beetle at
No.
some point, I'm sure. What are you laughing about?
They'll gender swap them though.
Fuck up. There ain't going to be no Ultimate
Well,
Predator or Ultimate Aliens or
Whatever.
nothing.
But they're making Predator versus Marvel though, and everybody wants the new Predator versus Spider-Man that's coming out.
Everybody wants
because
it.
of Spider-Man,
Yeah.
not because of Predator.
It doesn't matter.
But my thing with the characters is you have to change them up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you don't want because if you're gonna make an absolute book where the characters are 100% the same costumes, everything else, then you just make it as like a story arc along the same Batman story arc, right?
Mhm.
It's true.
If you're gonna make it an absolute book, then it's gonna be different. But if you want to keep it under the same Batman run, then you just make an arc that's called it was All In, right? The All In arc, right? That's what we're in right now. So you just call it All In, and then you don't make an absolute, and you keep the characters 100% the same. But then you don't get to draw in people because there's people out there who are not Batman fans, right? For whatever reason. He's rich. He's a guy. Oh, come on. He's been rich for all this. Now he's not rich. Alfred's no longer his butler. It's a whole different story. That brings more people in. And then they say they read book reads well. They stay with a new character. And then that becomes their Batman going forward, right? Where I have my Batman, the one I was a kid, but now there's new Batman for the new kids that are coming out. And maybe when we get to like the Green Lantern, right? It's a female, not a male, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that might change it, right? Wonder Woman is no longer, goody two shoe Wonder Woman. She's from hell. The difference is bring people in like me. They should have made an absolute Superman where he was like Red Sun Superman, where he was not 100% good, like he was torn between the two or whatever, then I might want to read it more. So changing the character, I think, helps bring in fans that weren't fans of that first book or whatever.
Yeah. I'm kind of interested in if they would bring in like the Court of Owls, but they're not called the Court of Owls and the Absolute Batman, and they're just something else. Like that would be.
Well, I think I don't know. They're probably going to do something again with the Court of Owls because there's talks that that's going to be the next
Movie.
thing with the movie.
Plus,
yeah,
that's
with the
his
Batman.
creation too. So
True. Very
So
true.
Just imagine if you took the Ra's al Ghul, right? And
Mhm.
Ra's al Ghul was Batman's enemy, right? Well, he trained Batman, but then it was his enemy, right? League of Shadows. What if in Absolute Batman, Ra's al Ghul was his partner, and the League of Shadows was Batman's people, and they helped him clean up the city their way? Would be a big change, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's Batman there was no Ra's al Ghul. Batman was the leader of League of Shadows. He was the guy in charge. He's basically Ra's al Ghul in a sense. And he ran the League of Shadows that could basically take all the stuff he wanted away that the law couldn't do, right?
Yeah.
Remember that one storyline? I think it was called Going Sane.
yes, with Joker.
Yeah, and the Joker went normal. I think
Yes.
it was. And was that due to the Lazarus pits, if I recall, or something?
I don't know
along
what the
those lines?
impetus was, but I do remember that there was a Legends of the Dark Knight.
Yeah,
story.
I think it was the Lazarus pits because you know how it makes Ra's al Ghul temporarily insane when he goes in, but for the Joker,
Man.
it made him temporarily sane instead of insane, which is kind of cool.
Is-
Think about it.
Is that the one where he thought that Batman was dead and he got like a regular job?
No, that's a different story. That's the White Knight or
Yeah.
Joker. Yeah, that one.
But think about this. Just think about this. Batman is the guy who runs the League of Shadows, and then Ra's al Ghul ends up being the commissioner of Gotham.
Ooh, that's a good twist.
You know,
No, I'm serious because
And
like
Clayface is the train.
Matt.
He's the cat bus.
There you
So
go.
that's
Yeah,
what, so,
the cat bus.
so that's why I think change. I think for
Totoro.
me, a change them was pretty good.
yeah, like especially the ending of the
X on my
first episode.
chest.
You could hate all you want.
You know
Hey,
what? I bet he's got a stool built into his ass.
you know what?
I need to sit down. Oh, thank God. I got a stool built into my ass.
Doesn't even matter because Batman will beat the shit out of the Blue
For my
Beetle.
bat buns. Bullshit.
Easy, so
Easily.
easy.
You know what? He's right up there with him.
So easy. No, hell
He is the second greatest detective.
no.
Yeah.
The guys. The
First place loser detective.
And
Hey,
he's
hey,
smart as fuck.
you know Space Ghost.
Yeah.
He had those two fucking twins that helped him out. That's a Blue Beetle level right there.
Wow. You guys, I think you need to apologize to the world right now. They're very sorry.
Nah.
They know not what they do. So let's say they continue on. Do you think that Marvel or DC is going to go, you know what? This is selling so well. We're going to scrap our entire universe we got right now. Just go absolute.
No.
No? You think they've learned from Marvel's almost biggest mistake they ever made?
I think at some point Snyder's going to walk.
Well, he said he's already written, 55 issues or something?
33.
33.
But
Okay.
I think he walks. I think at some point he walks. Because he's on something else. I think at some point he walks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when he walks, that title dies.
Mm-hmm.
But
The
they
same
should
with the
have-
Ultimates. I think the Ultimate, because the Ultimate's being spearheaded by Hickman.
Mm-hmm.
So who's writing? I think he's writing Ultimate. No, he's not writing Ultimates, but he's writing Spider-Man, the Ultimate Spider-Man. And he took over for Donny Cates,
Hmm.
who's supposed to be the spearhead for that.
Mm.
But Donny Cates has been having some
mental issues.
physical issues.
A little bit of both, I guess. Combination.
Right. So I imagine, just like with the X-Men, once he leaves, the thing kind of peters out and just kind of chugs along for a little bit before they just scrap it and restart again.
Yeah.
Remember last year? Was it last year? Towards right around November, the DC titles all stopped, and they started writing that one, the tie-in.
All in or whatever.
It wasn't
Mhm.
all in.
Absolutes, the Absolute Power or whatever I think it was, right?
No, it was
Yeah,
It was
there
a
was a-
Halloween. It was a Halloween one. What was the Halloween one?
Oh, Terror, Night Terrors or something.
Mm-hmm.
So he
That was in the summer of, 2 years ago, I think.
the Night Terrors at the end. So they gave all the guys a break from writing their books, which is kind of dumb. We're gonna give you a break from writing Batman, but you're gonna write Night Terror, right? And then it's gonna be tied into all the books. So everyone writes Night Terror. to me, that's what they should have done with Absolutes. Is that at some point the Batman run ended for the year, right? As the writers got together and did a thing, and then Snyder could write Absolute Batman, and we can bring in Absolute Wonder Woman and so on. And they wrote those for like 3 months, right? The last 3 months of the year, and then start January. That series kind of ends, and you go right back to your regular main titles.
Does anybody still read Saga?
No,
No,
I'm wondering, you know how they took a break, like a
Yeah,
long break?
5 years. I think.
Yeah. How did it come back any good? Because it was languishing real hard there near the end. And I was kind of hoping that they would figure out that they shouldn't be writing it.
I think the writer left. I think the
No.
original
No.
writer left, and that's
Brian
why.
K. Vaughan? No, he
Vaughn's
came
still
back.
on it.
Yeah.
Him and Fiona Staples are still.
No.
doing
What
it.
I'm saying is the reason why it stopped was because he stopped writing it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
He
He
wanted
had-
a break. He purposely took a break.
yeah.
And I
But
think
that was a super long break. But there is something to be said about kind of caching your stories a little bit and catching up and maybe going back and improving things and stuff. And so you have time. But there's also another thing to be said for somebody that's idle for too long.
You lose it. You lose the momentum.
that momentum's gone. Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it in any series, Batman, Spider-Man, all the series, you have story arcs, right? And that's what makes people always say, well, Spider-Man's at issue, 520. How do I come in right now? You just wait for the arc to end. So you just look at the previous magazine. It tells you when that story arc, the new one's going to begin. And you jump in on the new story arc. And the new story arc, usually, sometimes it's the same writer. The new story arc could be a new writer with a new, fresh take on Spider-Man or Batman or whoever. And sometimes a new artist.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times, the writer is who chooses the artist he wants, and then so on and so forth. So I think that's what makes comics fresh, is the new story arcs that come about, and then you have a new writer, or an old writer can basically start brand new. Maybe at the end he started to write something that just wasn't going well. So by ending the story arc and beginning a new one, it allows him to kind of like erase the chalkboard and start all over again, right? And I think sometimes, I'll let Nick Spencer on Spider-Man, you get a guy like that who couldn't write himself out of a box and just ruins the Spider-Man run. Per my saying, like, there's some people that might really like Nick Spencer, but I didn't think it was a very good read.
Morning Glories, right?
Yes.
Great writer for that kind of stuff.
And he gets to the end,
Superior Foes too.
and then someone takes over, and then, it's a better read, like, and sometimes you get what you wanted. Sometimes your title gets your favorite writer and your favorite artist on your title, and you're the first one at the store to buy that book. You're like, I finally got it. I finally got Blue Beetle, Ted Kord,
Mhm.
written by the writer I like the most and the artist I prefer the most. What for Donald, who can beat that, right?
Tom
Mhm.
Taylor writing Blue Beetle. Ted Kord.
What if they made the Blue Beetle evil?
I'm down. I mean, do something different with him. That's okay. I did that. I don't know if you guys know this, but I created a web series called The Blue Beetle Ted Kord Returns. It's on YouTube under Rumble Spoon Productions. You can
You've
check it
never
out there.
mentioned that before to us.
Oh, okay.
Never.
Glad I did now. Anyway, so in that one, Eclipso possessed him and he turned evil. And it was in the last episode of season 4, which is the finale.
Was he, or was it supposed to be Booster Gold that was supposed to be the big reveal of the villain back in that 90s crossover with what was it? Like, I think it was called Eclipso back then or something like that.
Oh, Eclipso, The Darkness Within or something?
Yeah, something like that. There's like a big crossover.
Mm-hmm.
The reveal was supposed to be Armageddon 2000 or something like that. And it was supposed to
with
reveal
Wave Rider or whatever his name was.
something like that,
Yeah.
yeah. And it was supposed to reveal it was supposed to be a big reveal, and they got spoiled ahead of time, and they had to scramble to change it to some other really unsatisfying ending.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
What do you think about them starting like an absolute, like, the villain arc, like Dr. Freeze or Mr.
Ultimate Doom?
Freeze?
Absolute
'Cause
freeze.
are you enjoying the New Gods right now?
I'd be down for like an absolute Suicide Squad. I love the New Gods right now. What are you kidding me?
No,
The New Gods is probably the best thing DC's putting out right now.
dude.
I do think I'd like to read a book that was just called The League of Shadows, right?
hmm
We can't get through one podcast without him going League of Shadows.
Or even what's the Bad Lantern? It's the Black Lantern.
Sinister.
Yeah.
Oh,
What color's the bat? It's the
Black Lantern. Yeah.
Is it the black or is it
Yeah.
the red?
Well, the red's for rage. Black is death. It's
So just
And then there's
imagine,
yellow too.
just imagine that
fair.
that there are no Green Lanterns other than the Black. No lanterns other than the Black Lantern, right? And he's pretty much taken over the world and you let. But my thing is, they never can do that. They never let the villains have a series complete. They go maybe 1 or 2 issues, and then the good guy comes in, and then boom, it's done. Why can't you have, Black Suit Spider-Man, not Venom, Black Suit Spider-Man takes over Spider-Man, right? And he does everything vengeful, right? For the whole, 10, 15 book run, right?
We had a very clever, similar situation with Superior Spider-Man, where
Right.
Doc Ock was in Spider-Man's body. The only difference is that they just milked the shit out of it.
Too far.
I mean, way too far. I think we were like almost 2 years in, and I was like, you know what?
Well, the difference is
I don't want to afford this anymore.
the difference is that Doc Ock in Superior is trying to do good.
True.
The villain in what Showtime's trying to talk about is just being bad. He's not trying to be good.
What's that? There was that Spider-Man book. It was a 4-book issue not too long ago. Or
Black
The
suit
What
and
If
blood.
one. The What If one.
No, but it's a red cover. He was in a black suit. He was totally bad. Through all 4 issues, he was just a shitty person.
Yeah, it's the What If one where he didn't get rid of the suit.
Right. And he kept the suit, and he was a shitty person, and it was a great read. But I don't think he could have gone past maybe 8 issues. At some point, you got to have some flexibility in there, like to change back to good, and then the suit finds him or finds Eddie Brock or someone else. You just can't. That's why I believe, for me, I don't like to read Superman, because it's just too good. And I'm not talking about a good read or good write. It's just that he's never gonna not win.
Yeah.
I mean, Donald's a big Superman fan. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but every time I read it, it just seems like I'm reading a Sunday school special.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the Superman writer, the story.
Mark Waid's probably one of the better ones that's written him in a while, right?
Well, Mark Waid's great. I mean, most of the things he writes is pretty solid. I'm going to be honest with you. There isn't many times I've ever went, Mark Waid, what are you fucking doing? You know what I mean? I don't think I've ever done that. To be realistic, I don't think I've ever done that with Mark Waid.
You said that to his face a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I did. That was
did.
great.
You said that to him when you offered him a beer, and he said, "I'll take a Diet Coke,
Yeah.
Pepsi,
Yeah.
actually, Diet Pepsi.
Diet Pepsi," and you're like, "What the fuck are you thinking?"
Yeah. And I said, winners have beers.
Mhm.
And he's like, sir, I can't drink.
Now, off topic a little bit. Do you see the biggest difference that we've had that we've interviewed writers and artists,
Mhm.
right? The difference in their demeanor and what they do in the shot, like in
Yeah.
the store, right? Artist is, he's constantly drawing, he's thinking of things, he's talking to you. And a writer, when he's answering questions, although true answers, as you ask him in his mind, he's almost writing his answer to
Mhm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're almost getting like how he would put it on paper. Or an artist just kind of duh, because he's an artist, not a writer.
Jeez.
You're derping it up.
You know?
Oh, you artists.
I mean, if you were here, Sal, for Howard Chaykin,
I
funny
was.
fucking guy,
No, I was here.
hilarious guy.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Yeah, I was not here for
But when
He,
you ask,
he signed my Civil War with the first appearance of Wolverine and Blade.
you ask him a question and he just spits it out,
Mhm.
and it's hilarious. Whatever he says, you ask Mark Waid a question and he gives you a calculated answer.
that. Mhm. Yeah.
No, Mr. Shaken was a character.
What's shaking?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Uh,
So Julio was like,
He was not amused with that.
no, he was not. It was the funniest shit ever because he's like, I'm sorry, because you text Julio. He's like, hey, don't forget to say that.
Right. Yeah.
And Julio was like, I'm sorry, my one of my workers, Donald, wanted me to say, how's it shaking? And this fool's face was like, I never heard that before. You know, fucking tell that guy that congratulations, he's the first.
Yeah.
But the funny part about it is I come in halfway through the show and I'm like, what's shaking? And he laughed. He fucking laughed. It's hilarious.
It's like,
It's the delivery, buddy. It's the delivery.
it wasn't the
I wasn't
delivery.
there.
It was
That's why.
more like he's like another one. Another one.
Like when I met Mark Waid, I said, "Hey man, I can't believe you wore that shitty hat in here." He's wearing that Superman, and he was like, "I'm out of here. I'm leaving."
No,
Yeah.
I think the highlight of that night is when I reminded Donald, like, hey, ask him if Superman would lose to Thor. Turned around right away.
Oh man.
Oh Lord.
That made my year. JR just in tears. He could beat him. Thor could beat Superman. And I was like, not according to Mark Waid.
Well, that's biased. Like,
Right. It's like bullshit.
Wait. Mark Waid picked Superman or picked Thor?
Superman.
So the hard part of that one is
There's nothing.
in theory,
mhm.
you have to be the same level of person as Superman in order to do any damage, right? He can't be hurt by another person. Now, Thor's a god, so I think it'd be a good fight. But what if Thor's hammer was made of kryptonite? Then what?
Oh.
Fuck yourself.
Yeah, you might have some trouble.
Yeah, just,
You're not wrong. You
Dip,
might have
his, dip
some-
his hammer and kryptonite. Go, let's go. Couple rounds, son.
So, would you say that Thor is like on the same level as Zeus, since Zeus is in the DC universe with Superman?
Oh man, we're talking like Injustice, right? Kind of like the gods among us type thing.
Sure.
When Zeus came down and fought,
But here's the
Zeus
question.
got his ass kicked. By the
If
way,
you go backwards, who's stronger,
Well,
Captain
yeah.
Marvel or Thor?
Well, as you know, Zeus fucks. So
But I'm serious. Who's in terms of comic book wise, who's stronger, Captain Marvel or Thor?
Captain Marvel,
don't think-
technically.
I don't think
Right?
we've ever had that
Technically,
discussion, but yeah, I would say probably Captain
Because
Marvel.
Captain Marvel is just cosmic energy. Thor's not.
No, hold on. Sorry. Are we talking about Shazam Captain Marvel or Captain Marvel from Marvel?
I would hope Shazam, Captain Marvel.
Yeah, if it's
Yeah.
Shazam, yeah, technically he is strong.
So the Black Adam is stronger than Captain Marvel, correct?
I don't think so.
No.
No, I think they're the same. The only difference is that Black Adam is just like he's like an older, like more mature person.
He's
than a
like
child.
the version of
He has more combat experience.
Black Adam's like Eclipso, and Shazam's more like the Spectre.
Yeah.
And then the Marvel
It's,
world, in the Marvel world, Captain Dark Phoenix, in a sense, was stronger than Apocalypse, correct?
Correct, yeah.
So she's basically the strongest Marvel character is the Dark Phoenix, right?
Mm-hmm. I could argue that.
Well, the new Phoenix issue that came out, she's actually running away from Thanos. If she's strong, then she wouldn't be running away from Thanos.
Well, does Thanos have the gauntlet? Because
No.
Yeah, same thing.
Thanos needs the gauntlet to be anything.
Yeah. So I'm thinking if she's
Of her level.
if she's the strongest Marvel character, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, and in a sense, DC wise, Superman is the strongest DC character, right?
Well, he's not the strongest. I think there are other characters are strong. It's just that he is he's relentless in that, I think if I'm not mistaken, Lobo's stronger than him, right?
Yeah.
You are mistaken.
What?
Well, okay. So if we're talking about survival, yes, Lobo can outsurvive Superman, 100%.
Can Lobo kill Superman? That's the question.
Yes.
I
mean, it'd be like
I don't
the way
think.
Doomsday did. Which is
yeah,
knocking him. They both knock the shit out of each other.
right.
But the point being, what I'm trying to say is that Superman is, while he is super powerful, the thing that keeps him around is that he doesn't go down that easily. He's not like
Right,
he's gonna.
but I'm
he's not
saying the Superman and Phoenix, and maybe I'm wrong, both gather their main power from the sun.
I don't know about Phoenix, but Superman, yes.
Yeah, it's a good question with Phoenix, but no, I think that's more
Maybe.
cosmic energy.
Yeah, I think
More like
she's
Silver
a cosmic.
I would argue that Silver Surfer might be the strongest character in the Marvel universe as
Yeah,
far
but his
as
power comes from Galactus.
he is power.
No, he's
Galactus.
not. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah,
He's-
they're-
no, he was created by Galactus.
Right. There's no power
Well,
that he comes.
okay,
he
He
just
has
is.
no source of power.
So super off topic.
hmm
At what point did what was this? It was something Rad. What's his name? Right?
Nordrad,
Nordrad.
At what point did Nordrad become the Silver Surfer?
when Galactus transformed him.
Right. So
Yeah.
he was prior to Galactus making him what do you call it?
A herald.
A
Yeah,
herald.
herald.
Before he made him a herald, right? He was just a normal man.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, he was on his planet, and Galactus was
No, I
in
know
the
that.
Valorant.
It's more like a rhetorical question, but I'm saying so. Galactus is more powerful Silver Surfer because Galactus created Silver Surfer, so he could create another herald.
He has.
Mhm.
I know, like he had Thor and he had other heralds as well.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, it makes him greater because he could at will make heralds. They could be just as strong as Silver Surfer.
Yes, that's true. Galactus is one of the bigger beings, especially, well, when he's fed.
And then where do you put Thanos? This should be our next podcast.
What?
Who's stronger?
Hmm.
Like we can do like a Thanos versus Dormammu.
Dormammu just sounds like a type of taco. I'll take an asada, carnitas, a
It is.
Dormammu, you know.
Racist.
Oh, come on. It does sound like a kind of taco.
Hey, what do you
Do you
call
want a
what do you
Dormammu
call
with tripa?
No,
Yeah.
I thought Dormammu was more
See?
like, let me get 2 tacos and a side of Dormammu.
Oh, that's good too. I like that. Yeah.
That sounds like an order from,
Yeah.
what is that place over in
Sal, wipe yourself
Culver City.
clean,
It's
please.
like-
You got some Dormammu on your face.
It's like the hot sauce. Like the hot sauce. Hey man, is that Dormammu hot or not?
I swear.
But okay, so that was off topic. But
Yeah.
it'd be good to have a discussion about, you know, characters and like what's their strengths, their weaknesses.
Well, we used to do a what do we call it? It was
Super
a
battle.
ranking.
superhero SmackDown.
Yeah.
I mean, we could always bring that back. I'd love to actually because we always had so much fun with that.
Mhm.
Kind of pitting characters together. And we could make that our next one if you guys want. That's fine by
I think
me.
one of my favorite matches was Swamp Thing versus Man Thing.
Through the Hulk.
Yeah.
We did a Swamp Thing versus the Hulk.
and
That's
by the
because
way,
Sal likes
Sal,
things.
the Predator and the Terminator and the Alien, not a superhero, can't be on the list.
They could, I guess.
Why wouldn't they?
No,
Yeah, they're
Not a
villains in their
they're not
comics.
How do you know?
Just like Batman, not a superhero.
Terminator was kind of a superhero.
And I'm
in a way,
huge.
right?
I mean, he's a Batman fan, but he's not super.
True.
He's a
true.
normal man.
But he's a superhero.
He's a superhero.
But he's considered superhuman.
Well, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. We really appreciate it here at the Real Short Box, courtesy of Rumble Spoon Productions here at the WCBH Studios in the wonderful Chatsworth, California. I want to thank you all. Thank you, Sal, Showtime, Shant, and I want to thank myself because why not? Who else is going to? I want to
Right, nobody will.
Anyway, you're not wrong. And I want to thank you all out there in the podcast land for giving us a listen. Give us a like and subscribe if you have yet to do so. Tell your friends about us. That's how we get seen, aka heard. So thanks again. And if we don't see you out and about anytime soon, perhaps we'll see you at the comic shop.
This has been The Real Short Box. We'll see you at the comic shop. Thanks for listening.